Inside belongs to Tyler Reddick. Row 2, Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe. Green flag is waving. We're underway at Thunder Valley.
Really had a good jump there, but you can see that two-car Reddick really fired back off, got into one really hard.
Yeah, we saw Cole pick the outside there, and that was definitely the lane that it looks like they're going to prefer. You see Cole get really loose up off the corner right there. He picked the outside, and that top groove is going to take a little bit to get run in, but once it gets run in, I believe the top groove is going to be the place to be.
Well, here's another mess. You got Noah Gragson, the 23 of John Hunter Nemechek, and right behind him, Christopher Bell. This is tough, and we're just in the middle of stage 1, Regan.
Well, John Hunter Nemechek up 2 positions from his 10th place starting spot. He talked to Kyle Larson, his former teammate at Ganassi Racing, a bunch this weekend, including right after happy hour. Kyle was giving him tips on running the top line. He was one of the very first cars to try that top line out. We see him on the bottom right now, though, as he works lap traffic. Matt?
Regan, you saw the 20 car step out from Christopher Bell at the beginning of the race. It fired off on the free side. Now it swung to the tight side. He told me the one thing that he loves about Bristol and Martinsville is what he's experiencing now, trying to maneuver his way through traffic. That's the fun part racing here at Bristol.
Did we say this was going to be intense?
I wish we just had a picture of Matt Yoakum grabbing the mic right there.
Caution out, first time today. The 4 of Ross Chastain, such a good start to the afternoon.
Man, you hate to see that.
Oh, looks like a left rear tire down for sure. Must have got into somebody, and you see that a lot here. You'll get together with somebody in traffic or something else, cut that left rear down, away you go.
Jeff Green also got damage there in the 38. Green, a former champion, also a winner here at Bristol. Back under the green flag as we complete lap 49.
You can see that outside line certainly prevails, you know, up off it with the drive. But man, I tell you, you can get into the bottom in turn 1 really hard, and you know, Allgaier, he really hung in there pretty well. But I'm telling you, Kevin, you've said it. You alluded to it earlier. That outside line is finally showing up.
Yeah, especially as they work it up the racetrack into that ground lane a little bit higher, and the exit gets a little bit wider. The unique thing on the restarts right here too is the
Burton Custer.
Oh man.
Yeah, he definitely had a run there and got run into the wall pretty bad there. But hey, that's Bristol, man. You know, you have a run, you're pushing it hard on restarts and stuff like that. Sometimes that spotter didn't quite, you know, maybe he cleared him up, and you just have to be so aggressive here. Sometimes stuff like that happens. I hope that it doesn't hurt his chances later on. We'll see.
Tyler Reddick does have a stage win this year, and I said it going to break earlier. Allgaier has not led a lap in 2019. That's after winning 5 races a season ago.
Man, he's trying. He's giving it all he's got on the bottom, trying to catch him before they catch this lap traffic, get the job done.
Well, and the lap cars are in 2 different lanes, so it'll be interesting to see which one migrates forward on the outside, it looks like.
At 07, Ray Black Jr., 78, Vinnie Miller, parked right in front of our race leaders as we come back with 4 remaining.
And those guys that are going a lap down right here, they know how close they are to the end of the stage. They don't want to go a lap down, so Ray Black Jr. is going to race all he can to try to stay on the lead lap.
Spotters playing such a huge role in a situation like this too.
That's good racing right there. Only this place can do that.
Yeah, and you saw Reddick go in the middle lane right there, and he kind of slid, and luckily Ray Black Jr. lifted to give him a lane.
I do, though, like the run that Reddick's getting off the high side. A lot of momentum coming there.
I really believe, I'm sorry, Clint, I really believe that Justin Allgaier has the faster car right now, but the lap times just haven't dropped off a ton. I believe he'd drive off. I interrupted you twice.
No, they're literally running pretty close to the same lap times they started the race on. I mean, this tire's just not falling off a lot, but as he looks at, man.
Final lap, stage 1, and you said if he gets by him, he's going to pull away. Did he ever? Allgaier picked the best time to get out front. He's going to see that green and white checkered flag, and it's the driver from Illinois that wins our opening stage here at Bristol. Stage 2 off and rolling at Bristol.
And you see that middle's
Get up and shut it, half back in line.
that middle's able to work right there, because as the cars go around the racetrack under caution, it picks all the rubber up, and you're able to run through the middle of the racetrack for a couple laps.
Nemechek making it 3 wide.
3 wide, 2 wide with a 23. You're okay, keep digging here. Can't leave that middle open there.
Harrison Burton drifting up in the 18.
You're wound up here.
This is always my favorite time of the race, right after everybody's had an opportunity to get in, put new tires on, get an adjustment to whatever they were fighting. Man, I tell you what, same old Christopher Bell, though, he's still really, really loose.
Tyler Reddick, second, a half a second behind Justin Allgaier. But here's Christopher Bell, who's gained over a second in the last 10 laps on our race leader. He's fast right now.
Well, it's like Clint said, that loose race car is really turning the center well, and he's able, the car has come to him, and he caught these guys really, really quick. As they're in a little bit of lap traffic, Bell was able to turn the center of the corner and had some clean track and caught right up to him.
And you can see it right there as they're getting into this traffic.
Oh, man.
That's Jeremy Clements trying to make the save.
Keep rolling.
Caution.
That was close.
Great job by Christopher Bell.
Keep rolling.
And that's a product of those guys trying to stay on that lead lap. You know, not trying to go a lap down. There's, what, 6 laps to go right here. He's trying as hard as he could to keep those lappers behind him, or those leaders behind him.
He actually took the wave around at the end of stage 1 so he could stay on the lead lap.
It almost worked.
Here's what happened. Reddick and Bell coming from behind, and it steps out on the 51 of Clements.
That turn 1 entry is always a little bit loose as you run the race, and always a little bit trickier than the entrance of turn 3. And he just turned it down in no man's land there, behind 3 cars, and a little less air on the spoiler,
yeah.
and it's a hard, loose corner.
I was going to say, I think you said it right there. 3 cars, 3 wide. You know, we talk about this place not needing aero, but I think that was a prime example of those cars taking the air off of him.
Wow.
That's that good feeling you have when you miss the wreck like that.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because most of the time that car continues backing into the fence, and that time it just stayed right where it was, and he was able to slow down just enough to get by. So definitely a close call.
We told you that the caution was going to end the stage. It did, and Justin Allgaier so far has completed the sweep. Great afternoon for driver 7.
It'll be interesting to see if Christopher Bell can kind of hold court with these leaders at the beginning of the run with that really loose car, because the less positions he loses, the faster he will catch those leaders if we get a long run.
Cindric taking advantage. Haven't said a lot about the 22 today, but he's running second, and Custer peeking down low on Bell.
You know, Adam, you said it. It's time and time again. I don't know how many times I've been here and been down and out. You get up there, you get some track position after a good pit stop, and all of a sudden your whole world has changed. Your car is handling better, it's turning better, you're able to get to the gas, you off the brake better, you're just, everything is so much better with that clean air.
I guess we've reached that stage of the race where you put the elbows up, huh?
Absolutely. You know, and at Bristol, you have to be elbows up all the time.
Just feeling him out a little bit, making sure he's there, right?
And sometimes as a driver, when you feel like your car's faster and you're on the bottom and the guy on top is not cutting you any slack and you know you're way faster than him, you just kind of ease up there in the middle of the straightaway like, hey man, I can make this a lot harder.
Word of the day, frustration. Great racing for the lead. Allgaier and Bell. This was back and forth for a couple of laps.
You know, but I think there's a reason why he got that run, and you're fixing to see it right here.
That's the frustration part. Bell goes to the lead. His fiance Morgan said, oh yeah, I like to see that 20 car out front.
There's a reason it was so easy to get around him. I don't think it's that right front tire either. It looks to me like they've had an engine trouble. It led to getting in the wall, and there's the frustration I'm talking about. horribly disappointing for him, leading the race, doing everything right. Unfortunately, catastrophic engine failures. Nothing he can do about it.
Yeah, and that's the second one for Justin Allgaier as we've gone through the first part of this season. So that's not typical out of the Hendrick Motorsports engine department for sure.
Custer's all over him, but as they battle, Bell is pulling away. Meanwhile, the guy we thought might win it in the garage. What's the latest on Justin Allgaier, Matt?
Adam, first you heard Allgaier say he thought the engine was going bad. Then he had no brakes. They brought the car behind the wall. He went off into the team hauler to try to cool off. A lot of frustration after the run he had today. I talked to Ryan Pepperton, the competition director at Junior Motorsports. They feel like it's something either in the hub or the rotor. That's the area, and it really jives with what Justin was saying, where he had no brakes. The thing that is for sure, his day is done. What a great run he had going.
Well, I'm glad we got that clarified.
Absolutely.
You know, because we heard the engine comment on the radio. We thought it was an engine problem, but then we saw the right front. The 18, Harrison Burton's in the wall, guys, right here. Like
he's been there a couple of times, and so has Cole Custer.
Down. Caution, caution, caution.
18's got a tire down.
Caution is out, 40 to go. That was Burton. Here's Custer.
I was just saying, we just kept watching, getting higher and higher and higher. It's only a matter of time. It takes one little slip when you're that close, and the rest is history.
For the top 7, going for the dash for cash, an extra $100,000. Brandon Jones on old tires takes the outside lane, 32 to go at Bristol.
Did not clear him.
Didn't clear him, Clint.
Everything out the back.
Still has it. Brandon might take the lead right here.
Bell got loose, contact with Custer, and Jones to the lead.
Clear by 3, run your line.
Well, that was one thing that would happen in practice, and you heard Brandon Jones's crew chief telling that you'd cool the tires off a little bit and they would fire right back off even if that left front tire was wore out. And we talked about it during the break. If Christopher Bell did not clear Brandon Jones, he was not in a very good spot because of being on the inside.
But we've also seen it all race long. This 20 car does not take off as good as some. The short runs were not his MO all race long. Now all of a sudden these guys are bearing down on him. $100,000 on the line, dash for cash.
Yeah, Reddick wants to get by him, get that 100 grand. Brandon Jones trying to hang on for his first career victory.
Doing a pretty good job at it too.
Well, and he's been close here before. We saw Ryan Priest beat him last year here in a very similar situation.
This 20 car's, he is loose.
And like you said, Clint, those two, this is the race within the race. That's the dash for cash race for $100,000. So I can promise you, if you're not winning, you're thinking about that extra 100 grand right now. Well, it's going to get tight before it's all said and done, and I guarantee you Christopher Bell is most likely going to have a shot at a slide job or two based upon the way he's caught back up to Brandon Jones.
It's going to come down to traffic. With 20 to go here, it's definitely going to come down to traffic. But hey, you got 4 cars racing for the lead you can throw a blanket over. That's what you got to love about a track like Bristol. It can only be duplicated on these short tracks like this.
Jones to the inside, to the outside rather, as Bell peeks down low.
Slide job, got him.
Clear.
Turn back
Crossover
under
for
him,
Jones.
Might clear him back, clear.
Oh, man.
Clear.
Yeah, you got
Probably should have moved back up.
to go back up on that one.
Outside, just him.
Look at Morgan.
Tell you what, this Cole Custer's putting a lot of pressure on Tyler Reddick too.
Bell takes over the race lead, 17 laps to go.
You know, Kevin, I think you nailed it though on Christopher Bell, the leader there. The track came to him, they were free. You know, short runs were not his strong suit. These long runs, he used the car to his advantage. Experience, I believe, paid off all across the board with that team.
Here comes Bell, 1 lap to go. Won 7 times a season ago. Made it to the championship 4, couldn't finish the deal. Strong early in 2019. Going to get his 2nd win today. First victory at Bristol for Christopher Bell, and he wins the $100,000.
Big day.
Yeah, show me the money, baby. Nice work.
And Christopher Bell scores the big check. That's going to be tough getting it through the teller window. You said you loved this place. You'd never won here, and then to do it on a big stage like this with $100,000 on the line, could you have scripted any better?
I don't know, man. That's pretty cool to get my first win here with the Dash for Cash bonus. Thank you to Xfinity for doing that, and more importantly, thank you to Reem, Rude, everyone at Toyota, TRD, everyone at Joe Gibbs Racing. These Supras are super, super fast, and Joe Gibbs Racing has a really, really good package here at Bristol, but for whatever reason, we struggled to find that. I didn't feel good basically all practice and didn't qualify good, and as soon as I dropped the green flag for the race, I was really, really loose. But the longer the runs went, the better I got, and just very thankful to be here at Joe Gibbs Racing, driving for such a wonderful team.